You found yourself on another edition of Let 'Em Know Kings United, and on today's episode, very tough and harsh lessons for the Bulls and the Kings to learn as the Bulls got absolutely dominated by the Philadelphia 76ers wire to wire, and the Charlotte Hornets stunned the Sacramento Kings, ending their 11-game losing streak because Sacramento kept turning the ball over and they fell into the trap. We got a lot to break down right here on Let 'Em Know Kings United. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time for the post-game reaction podcast of the Cleveland Cavaliers, Sacramento Kings, and the Chicago Bulls. This is Let 'Em Know Kings United. Let 'em know, nation. You know what time it is. Welcome to another edition of Let 'Em Know Kings United, your Chicago Bulls, Cleveland Cavaliers, and Sacramento Kings post-game reaction podcast. And I am your host, Scarlett Weisberg. Thank you so much, as always, for tuning into today's show. And you can find Let 'Em Know Kings United, which is 100% completely free and available on Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Radio Public, Pandora, or wherever else you want to listen to the show. Give the show a follow on those platforms. If you can, please turn on your notifications so you know about the next episode. Please rate, spread the word out to your friends, and give Let 'Em Know Kings United a 5-star review on whatever podcast platform you want to listen to this on. It is a great way to support the podcast, and I appreciate every single one of you for tuning in. A couple of harsh and very, very tough lessons were learned last night in Philadelphia and in Sacramento, California. But before I grill my new number one team, the Chicago Bulls, I want to talk about the Charlotte Hornets and the Sacramento Kings absolute trap game that the Sacramento Kings fell into as the Charlotte Hornets, the same team that had an 11-game losing streak coming into this game, the same team that were 7-24 on the season coming in, the same team that was without LaMelo Ball for the foreseeable future, came back and defeated the Sacramento Kings 111-104, despite the fact that Terry Rozier had an illness last game. He came back and he just dominated the Sacramento Kings. Now, I will say this to Steve Clifford and the Charlotte Hornets. I'm not going to sugarcoat when I say this. I'm going to give you guys every single ounce of the credit in the world. Because coming into this game, my expectations were the Charlotte Hornets are an inferior team to Sacramento. Sacramento is very good to the Golden One Center. Coming in, I expected the Sacramento Kings to ultimately do what they're supposed to do and come away with a W. But did that happen? No, sir, it did not. Because the Charlotte Hornets came in aggressive, especially in the third quarter. Now, if the Sacramento Kings read their scouting report, which I assume they didn't, and I blame Mike Brown for not getting the Sacramento Kings mentally and physically prepared for this game, they would know that the Charlotte Hornets have the worst rating in the NBA in the third quarter. In this game, I saw a Charlotte Hornets team that was aggressive. I saw a Charlotte Hornets team that is desperate. I saw a Charlotte Hornets team that had some urgency. Three things that I think the Sacramento Kings clearly lacked in this game. as Terry Rozier scored 14 of his 34 points in the fourth quarter after missing a game due to illness. The Charlotte Hornets snapped an 11-game losing streak at the hands of the Sacramento Kings. Again, giving the kudos to the Charlotte Hornets, giving the kudos to Steve Clifford, giving the kudos to quite possibly the entire Charlotte Hornets organization, because these guys came to play. These guys were aggressive. These guys were desperate for a win, and these guys were able to hang in for the majority of the game and get a big victory. As Terry Rozier added 6 assists along with his 34 points and outscored the Sacramento Kings 36-26 in the final frame, finishing the game on a 10-0 run. Miles Bridges, which the Golden One Center booed for reasons that I cannot talk about here, he finished with 27 points, and PJ Washington added 17. Terry Rozier said about the win, "It feels good. We've been trending in the right way, doing a lot of great things. Obviously, our record hasn't been saying that, but we notice all the great things we've been doing, and we know we're going to put it together sooner or later. We're just happy to walk out of here with a win." Let me tell you something. The Charlotte Hornets are a better team than what their 8-24 record seems to be at. You know what? Sometimes I always believe that a team is better despite what the record is. That's what the Charlotte Hornets were tonight. I mean, if I can be honest with you, the Sacramento Kings for 3 quarters look like the better team. The fourth quarter, it was all Charlotte. And you know what's crazy about this is Sacramento was dominating in every single stat line of this game. They were dominating in the rebounds. They were dominating in the second chance points. They were dominating in the points of the paint. So you would figure with stats like that, you could automatically assume that Sacramento was going to win, right? But 20 turnovers. 21 turnovers in this game. I mean, I don't know what was going with the Sacramento Kings. I really don't know. But all I do know is that the Sacramento Kings made 2 critical mistakes in this game against the Charlotte Hornets. Number 1, obviously, the 21 turnovers. I mean, it's obvious to me that Sacramento looked like they were not prepared to play this game. They were not. I mean, if this team was disciplined and well coached, and I believe Mike Brown is a very good coach, I should say. But if this team was disciplined and prepared to play the game, they should be able to dominate the Charlotte Hornets and show why the Charlotte Hornets are one of the worst teams in the NBA. But when you have 21 turnovers, it takes away for the Sacramento Kings to score. And that's what Mike Brown said. To have 21 turnovers in a ball game, especially when the turnovers are enforced, it just takes away your opportunity to score. Clearly, what Mike Brown is saying is the Sacramento Kings beat themselves. And Domas, listen, buddy, you had a really, really good game. 23 points and 19 rebounds. First 15 straight double-double. Tied for the longest streak in the NBA this season. That is a positive. That's why Domantas Sabonis is an all-star caliber player. But he also committed 11 turnovers in this game. Now, keep in mind, 3 or 4 of those turnovers were offensive fouls. So part of the turnovers, I couldn't really blame Sabonis for. Most of them I could, but I can't really sit here and say that Domas is a very bad player. He had another double-double, which is absolutely amazing. I still think Domas is an all-star caliber player. He just had a bad night of taking care of the basketball. De'Aaron Fox, I mean, what more can I say about De'Aaron? He led Sacramento with 30 points, including 12 in the fourth quarter. That is absolutely outstanding for De'Aaron Fox, who slowly found his game after having no points during the first quarter and little to no points in the second quarter. He found a way to turn it up in the second half, especially in the fourth quarter. And Cody Martin hit the dagger when Washington's two-handed dunk with 51.5 seconds left gave the Hornets their first lead in the fourth quarter, as Martin fouled with a transition layup after Sacramento's 20th turnover. He said, "It's not easy to win in this league. Every time you step on the court, it's the best talent in the world. So it feels good to start to figure things out. I think we're starting to collectively figure it out on both sides of the court." The Kings out-rebounded the Hornets 48-35, including 15 of 4 on the offensive glass, but shot just 43% for the field. Charlotte shot 51% for the field. The Kings fell 14-1 when leading at the half, and 17-2 went ahead after 3 quarters. De'Aaron Fox said, I think there were times where we just didn't make shots at the rim. Obviously, we were trying to tip it in. I just think from the standpoint of a lot of what we did tonight, I don't think we were good. Honestly, De'Aaron Fox, you guys were not good because of 2 reasons. One, the 21 turnovers. I think you guys were absolutely lazy. I think Sacramento was lackadaisical. I thought the Kings were too loose and too careless, especially with the basketball. But the turnovers and stuff, I believe that they can clean up. That's number one. The second mistake that I saw in this game, you could not get stops. The effort on offense was there. I'm not saying that the offense as a whole was bad for Sacramento. The effort on the offensive end was there. But defensively, you were not able to get stops. I don't know why you couldn't get stops defensively, especially on a 7-win coming into the time now 8-win basketball team like Charlotte. You just allowed the Hornets to hang around. When you allow a bad team to hang around and give them confidence, you're going to be in trouble. And that's what Sacramento needs to learn. Sacramento needs to learn to put their foot on the gas pedal, especially against bad teams. Now they're going to face an Orlando Magic team on a second night of a back-to-back, and I know what you're thinking. Oh boy, this is going to be trouble. The second night of a back-to-back normally doesn't favor Sacramento. Well, maybe this loss at the hands of the Charlotte Hornets was a blessing in disguise, because maybe the Sacramento Kings would be able to be locked in. Maybe the Sacramento Kings tonight will show me that they are focused, that they will show me that they will have passion. They will maybe show me they want to win this game. Because let me tell you something, Orlando has been one of the most surprising teams in the NBA. But at times they lack maturity. At times they lack leadership. And at times Orlando cannot shoot. I understand that Paolo Banchero was going to get his. But you got to learn how to contain Franz Wagner. You got to learn how to contain Goga Batadze, which I believe Domantas Sabonis will have no problem containing that man. Jalen Suggs is a spark plug. You got to learn how to contain him. Anthony Black, he is a talented rookie. You got to contain him. So if there is a golden opportunity for the Sacramento Kings to snap the curse, which is the second night of a back-to-back, it could happen tonight against Orlando, but I'm not just going to sit here and say, let's just talk about a Magic Kings win over the Orlando Magic tomorrow. No, or tonight. No. I want to see if Sacramento can learn from this loss and bounce back against Orlando. They are the bounce back Kings for a reason. I just want to see it. Charlotte, all the credit in the world. They shot 51% from the field, 35% from 3. The free throw percentage, the Kings, listen, we are one of the worst teams in the NBA in foul line shooting. I'm going to keep it a buck. I'm going to keep it honest with you. I need to see Sacramento after every practice. I need to see every single player in the Sacramento Kings to learn how to make free throws. Because teams like Oklahoma City, teams like Boston, teams like Minnesota, those teams are winning games consistently because they know how to make free throws. Sacramento, to me, is not going to get better if they shoot 58% from the foul line. That's not going to cut it. That's not going to cut it. The rebounds were 48-35 in favor of Sacramento. The assists, 23 apiece. The steals were 8 apiece. The blocks were 10-2 in favor of the Charlotte Hornets. The turnovers, 21-15 of the turnovers. The fast break points were 12-11. The second chance points, dominating advantage for the Sacramento Kings. The points of the paint were 48 even. But the story of the game was Terry Rozier for the Charlotte Hornets, because this man came in here and put on a show, and he killed the Sacramento Kings once again. 34 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds, a steal, and 2 blocks. Miles Bridges, 27 points, 3 for 6 from 3. 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, and 2 blocks. PJ Washington, off the bench, he dropped 17 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal. Domas, 23 points, 19 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, but 11 turnovers. I mean, Domas, I love you, and I love what you bring for Sacramento, but my God, you got to learn how to take care of the ball, my guy. You're still an all-star caliber player, but I need to see you learn how to control the basketball and learn how to turn the ball over so much. De'Aaron Fox, he's an all-star starter still. 30 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. He was 11-25 from the field. Chris Duarte, 12 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. He was a +3. His second start since the change to the starting lineup. Malik Monk, 6 points off the bench, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. He and Mike Brown got into a heated argument, but it was at the heat of the moment. But, Kevin Huerter, 4 points in 12 minutes with 2 rebounds. Pathetic. Harrison Barnes, in 24 minutes, 3 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 2 steals. Pathetic. At this point, the Kings need to get rid of Kevin Huerter, and the Kings certainly need to get rid of Harrison Barnes. I need a new wingman, because until we get rid of Kevin Huerter and or Harrison Barnes, we're not going to get better. We're not going to be better. We're probably going to be back in the bottom of the barrel and watching the LA Clippers win the Pacific Division. I'm not saying that Sacramento is going to be a weak team, but I need to see a better wing guy on this team, because Harrison Barnes is not cutting it and Kevin Huerter is just too inconsistent. Now, I know that the Sacramento Kings can bounce back, and I think they will bounce back against Orlando tonight. But I need them to show me that they learn from this loss and they come in against an Orlando team that is surprisingly good. Surprisingly good. I need Sacramento to show me that they can learn from their mistakes and bounce back. I know they are capable of doing it, but I just want to see if Sacramento can learn that. But coming up next, I'm going to go absolutely off on the Chicago Bulls, because I just watched the most pathetic, heartless, and gutless performance I've ever seen in my life as a Chicago Bulls fan. But I'm going to talk about that when we come back on Let 'Em Know Kings United. Welcome back to Let 'Em Know Kings United, everybody, and I'm going to try my hardest to not go off and not go crazy, even though I am really, really mad and really, really angry to talk about this. I'm going to speak from the bottom of my heart here. This Bulls' performance at the hands of the Philadelphia 76ers was the worst performance I have ever seen from the Chicago Bulls in my life. This performance by the Bulls was absolutely pathetic. I did not see any heart. I did not see any competitiveness. I did not see any fight. I did not see any passion. I didn't see any togetherness on the court. It was just absolutely lifeless. It was almost like the game was over even before the opening tip even started. I didn't even watch the Bulls warm up on the arena feed when I was watching this game. And I knew when the ball tipped up, I was like, this is going to be a long night. Because Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers proceeded to play one of their most complete games of the season as they lit up the Chicago Bulls and smoked them 110-97. They gave up a 43-point first quarter, Chicago did. And we only scored 18 points. If that doesn't tell you that we didn't even deserve to win this game, I don't know what the hell does. I mean, that was 2.5 hours of my life last night that I couldn't even get back. I was so disgusted that I was even threatening to turn the Bulls game off and tune in to the Oklahoma City Thunder versus Boston game. But I didn't tune out of the Bulls. Why? Because I saw Julian Phillips play with a lot of heart. I saw Adama Sanogo score his first NBA points. Very good for the big man out of Connecticut. I hope he gets more minutes. I saw DeMar DeRozan try to do his best with 16 points, but he played like absolute garbage. Andre Drummond, sure, he was doing his thing as far as the rebounds go, but he wasn't a damn center. Adama Sanogo played better than him, and he got minutes in garbage time. What does that tell you? You know what that tells me is? We're pathetic. We are lifeless. We are disgusting. We are just a pain to watch in the streets of Chicago right now. Let me give you a comparison about what this game looked like to me. For the Philadelphia 76ers, I saw the most complete game that Philadelphia played all year. I saw perfect execution on offense and defense. I saw Joel Embiid go absolutely crazy. Tyrese Maxey go absolutely crazy. And by the way, Joel Embiid had a triple-double in 3 quarters, and he didn't even play the damn fourth quarter because that's what Philadelphia does nowadays. I saw Tobias Harris go crazy. I saw Nicolas Batum hitting threes. I saw everybody and their mama from the Philadelphia 76ers score while the Chicago Bulls in the first quarter didn't do anything. We couldn't hit a damn shot. We couldn't move the ball. We couldn't pass the ball. We didn't make any stops on defense. It was just absolutely lifeless. It was almost like watching the Philadelphia 76ers play a G League basketball team. Because that is exactly what the Chicago Bulls are. Yes, we have improved. Yes, we took 2 out of 3 against Philadelphia in the season series, which hasn't happened in so many years. But at least play with some passion. At least play with some heart. Because right now, or last night rather, I watched the Chicago Bulls play with absolutely no heart, absolutely no fight, absolutely no courage, no leadership. Alex Caruso, where the hell were you? Kobe White, where in the hell were you, bro? The last couple of weeks, I talked about how you were an all-star, how you were an all-star caliber player. I regret calling you an all-star right now. DeMar DeRozan, you cannot be the only Chicago Bull that has shown up. I mean, granted, we're already shorthanded. No Zach LaVine, no Nikola Vucevic. And after what I saw last night, possibly no Patrick Williams tonight against the Knicks. So what the hell are we going to do, huh? What the hell are we going to do? Start the bench mob and hope we win against New York? Because the way we're playing, I don't see the Bulls winning tonight. I'm sorry for being real. I'm sorry for being passionate. I'm sorry for even being passionate to a Chicago Bulls team that did not show up. In the words of a Notre Dame head coach, he said when Notre Dame got beaten up by the Citadel a couple months ago, he said that the game was over even before the opening tip. Ladies and gentlemen, I hate to tell you that the Chicago Bulls game was over from the jump. The Bulls didn't even look competitive. It was almost like we didn't want to play. And I am truly embarrassed to say that. I am truly embarrassed because we did beat the 76ers earlier, just before the New Year's, with no Joel Embiid. And now Joel Embiid comes back and proceeds to kick all kinds of ass all over the Chicago Bulls. Truly embarrassing. Truly embarrassing. And by the way, Joel Embiid is the reigning MVP, if you didn't know. With the big man back, the 76ers turn into an early blowout against the Bulls team that had played well recently without interguard Zach LaVine. And by the way, for those of you that are saying Zach LaVine needs to get traded, I hate to break it to you, he's not going to be traded right now, and I never thought I would say this. We need Zach LaVine back because he's shown more leadership and more accountability than every single Chicago Bull last night. I mean, damn. I understand that Nikola Vucevic was out for this game. But my God, with no size, it's almost like we gave up. And I hate to say that to a Bulls team that has improved over the last couple weeks. But it don't mean nothing if we look as heartless as we did last night. LaVine could return as early as Friday, but even the two-time All-Star wouldn't help much in this one. It was that kind of night in Philadelphia, where the 76ers continued a recent trend of comfortable wins. They handed LeBron James the largest margin of defeat in his career in a 44-point win back in November. There was a 45-point win in Washington and a 32-point victory over Detroit. This Philadelphia 76ers team have not learned adversity yet, especially at home. We had a golden opportunity to give the Philadelphia 76ers some adversity, but we didn't do it. If Vucevic was playing, then maybe we would have had a better chance. If Zach LaVine was playing, we would have had a better chance. But no. So many NBA games are ones of back and forth runs. The 76ers have been stout at home at building double-digit leads and never letting up especially against bad teams or an undermanned Bulls team. Nikola Vucevic sat out and rolling to easy wins. The routes also give Joel Embiid, who has reached his 7th career triple-double in the third quarter, a chance to rest. Embiid, who said he couldn't really test the ankle the previous couple of days, sat out the fourth quarter. Embiid extended his franchise records with 15 straight 30-point games and 14 straight games of 30 points and 10 rebounds. Billy Donovan simply said, I think it's two different teams. You're not going to play them one-on-one. You're going to play them with 5 people at all times. Simply put, if I could summarize this, the Philadelphia 76ers, outstanding brand of basketball. They're a complete team. They're one of the beasts in the East for a reason, while the Chicago Bulls, although they have been playing better in recent stretches, they looked heartless, gutless, classless, clueless. It was almost like they didn't want to play and they didn't bring their A game. Well, you better bring it in New York City tonight. You better bring it against a New York Knicks team that recently traded for OG Anunoby. But you know what? Honestly, with all these injuries piling up, no Zach LaVine, no Nikola Vucevic. I did not hear anything about Patrick Williams, but possibly he could not be playing. What's the point of watching this game? I already know the outcome. I know the Chicago Bulls are probably going to embarrass themselves on national television, so what's the freaking point? Just show up. That's all I'm going to say. Just show up. Basically, Philadelphia dominated every single stat of the game except for the rebounds. 51-43. The Bulls had the rebounding advantage, which I'm absolutely surprised about. The Bulls dominated the paint 52-38, which I am absolutely surprised about. And they haven't led. The Bulls didn't lead in this game as the Philadelphia 76ers took complete control wire to wire. DeMar DeRozan was the only Bull that showed up. 16 points with 4 rebounds and 3 assists. Adama Sanogo, 8 points, including his first NBA basket. He was 3 for 3 from the field with 6 rebounds. And he was a plus 17. A plus 17 for Adama Sanogo compared to Andre Drummond with a minus 31. What does that tell you? What does that tell you, Billy Donovan? Get rid of Terry Taylor and put Adama Sanogo as a backup. I want to see him tonight against the Knicks. But you don't have a damn clue about setting rotations. You don't have a damn clue about running a basketball team. So I'm not going to be surprised if we lose tonight on national television looking as embarrassed as we were last night against Philadelphia. To be honest, the Knicks can do whatever the hell they want. I know damn well that we're not going to stop Jalen Brunson. I know damn well we're not going to stop Josh Hart. Isaiah Hartenstein will go off on Andre Drummond. I know damn well OG Anunoby can get whatever the hell he wants because we don't know how to play defense. We don't know how to have heart. We don't know how to have courage. So at this point, my prediction right now, give me the Knicks. Give me the Knicks. Because I don't know if the Bulls are going to respond. I really don't. Joel Embiid, 31-point triple-double with 15 rebounds and 10 assists. He was a plus 32 on the night. Tyrese Maxey, 21 points with 5 assists. He was a plus 24 on the night. Tobias Harris, 20 points, a plus 32 on the night. Simply put, Philadelphia dominated while the Chicago Bulls look absolutely heartless. Can the Bulls bounce back against the Knicks? No, they can't. This is about to be the embarrassment on national television that the Knicks are about to hand to the Bulls. And if that happens, don't be surprised that I said that. Don't be surprised. Because I never thought I would say this. We need Zach LaVine back, we need Nikola Vucevic back, and we need some damn leadership. Because the Bulls are playing like a bunch of followers. They certainly did not compete last night. And I don't think they're going to show any competitiveness tonight. I really don't. But in my heart of hearts, I hope the Bulls win this game against the New York Knicks tonight in Madison Square Garden on national television. But I just want to see it. I want to see the Bulls have heart. I want to see the Bulls just compete. Just compete for once. We didn't show it against Philadelphia, and I damn sure know that we're not going to bring it tonight. So if the Bulls lose against the Knicks tonight, I will not be surprised. If the Bulls beat the Knicks on national television, I will definitely be surprised. But right now, I do not like our chances. That's going to do it for today's edition of Let 'Em Know Kings United. You can find this show on Amazon Music, Google Podcast, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Radio Public, Pandora, or wherever you get this podcast. Give the show a follow on those platforms. Turn on your notifications so you know about the next episode. Please rate, spread the word out to your friends. Give Let 'Em Know Kings United a 5-star review on whatever podcast platform you're listening to this on. I'm your host, Skylar Weisberg. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you right back here for another episode of Let 'Em Know Kings United.